The views and opinions expressed in this video are solely those of the Fat Bearded Vinyl Guy and should not be taken seriously by sane people. Hello again, music lovers of all shapes, sizes, and stripes. I am Matt, the Fat Bearded Vinyl Guy, and I am back in the vinyl lair with another World's Worst Record review. Today it's an album that recently got the vinyl treatment, but my history goes back at least a decade. It's the self-titled debut album from My Darkest Days. This album came out in September of 2010, and I have no idea how I was introduced to this band. What I do remember is I used to listen to this album a lot when I would go for walks around my old neighborhood. So when I listen to this record, I visualize my neighborhood where we lived at the time. So it's a bit of nostalgia, and let's face it, isn't that what the vinyl lifestyle is all about? At any rate, it should go without saying that I'll be reviewing the recent vinyl reissue of the album. So the only bonus track I'll be covering is Without You. There are two other bonus tracks that are out there still worth fighting for and Fucked Up Situation, but those aren't on this version, so I'm not talking about them, except for just then. On that note, let's drop the needle. The record starts off with a thundering riff on Move Your Body. This song sets the tone for the record. Hard rockin' sleaze. His girl's a freaky chick. She's hotter than a cherry on a cigarette. Her body is a weapon and she knows how to use it. Thundering guitars with the synth giving some atmosphere in the background. It's back in the mix and not overpowering. Matt Walsh's guitars are up front and in your face. Bassist Brendan McMillan has a really nice half-walking bass line on the verses. The production on this record is very good. It's a powerful start to the record. This is the quintessential stripper song, and I will fight you to the death on that. Well, maybe not to the death, at least to the embarrassment. Dying is not really on my to-do list. This song has a couple of guest stars. Zakk Wylde turns in a killer guitar solo as well as some great fills, as well as Chad Kroeger of Nickelback. He takes a verse. Now, Chad discovered My Darkest Days as well as co-produced the album and even co-wrote some of the songs. Now, there's only one thing that I will say about Nickelback in this video. And that is, I will not talk about Nickelback in this video. The version on this record had Ludacris taking a verse in place of the Zakk solo, talking about how he needs a girl that wants to do shots, tear it up, plus he wants to put a stripper pole in his living room. You're living the dream, Chris. Frustratingly, the Zakk Wylde solo is not on this version, which is a glaring oversight in my opinion. At least there's another mix of the song out there, going from the Ludacris section going into the Zakk solo. It's an opportunity missed in my opinion. We get our first change of pace on the album with Every Lie. Starts off softer with some acoustic guitar in the intro and the first verse and cranks it up for the chorus. Our hero is having relationship problems. He's numb from his woman's every lie. It's a heavy rocker that echoes the sadness of betrayal in the softer sections to anger and frustration in the heavier sections. Like Nobody Else starts off slower and turns into a moderate tempo rocker for the choruses. The lyrics are like every other song about how a guy misses his girl. She's headed to college and our hero panics that she's gonna leave him for some bearded hipster dude with a man bun and a major in underwater basket weaving and works part-time at Whole Foods Market, spends the rest of his time complaining about how Trump is Hitler, and tweets about how literally this is the worst time to be alive in all of human history on his iPhone 13. And damn it, why is the Wi-Fi always cutting out? Oh, we'd be so much better if we could re-elect Obama, but we can't because of our racist patriarchal society that won't treat straight white males as second-class citizens. But we shouldn't discriminate based on race, gender, or sexual orientation, except for the straight white males. Sorry, I kind of went off the rails there a little bit. The World Belongs to Me is a slow rocker with a very pop metal feel. It's nice and heavy, that I like. But the lyrics are uninspiring, which is awkward because I think this song is supposed to be inspiring, with our hero overcoming his obstacles to, say, that the world belongs to him, I think. Yeah, it's filler. Let's face it, the only reason anyone picks up a guitar is to pick up girls. Now, if that doesn't work, write a song that takes 3.5 minutes to say, baby, I need you, I can't live without you, you're my destiny, blah, blah, blah. That describes Save Me in a nutshell. Set It on Fire starts off in a kind of ska punk sound with a nice clean guitar sound. Our hero is pining for another girl, one that he's connecting to in a better way than his current girlfriend, and he wants her to set his entire world on fire, burn it up, destroy it. This song is a nice change of pace from the rockers so far. Up next is a cover of the Duran Duran song Come Undone. My Darkest Days doesn't stray too far from the original. Obviously, there's more rock sheen here as opposed to pop sheen, but I can at least listen to this version. I won't feel the need to hit skip 30 seconds into this version. It's filler and I can do without it. The boys have been flirting with the pop sound for most of the record, but they go all in on Can't Forget You. It starts off with an ethereal sounding keyboard intro and gentle Matt Walst vocals. I'm wondering where the rest of the band went because the drums sound sampled and high in the mix. It switches up for the chorus, going for a more rock sound, and you hear guitar and real drums, but for the most part this is forgettable filler. Goodbye starts off with an acoustic electric guitar part, and that, honestly, it's a sound I love. The chorus goes into full distorted guitar, while the verses are the acoustic electric sound. Our hero is saying goodbye to his junkie girlfriend, and there are some great lyrics in this song. All the water in the stream couldn't ever wash her clean. Demon with the needles leaning over your shoulder. I'd trade an eternity for what's been taken away. It is a really good song. The last song on the vinyl edition is the ballad Without You. It starts out as a piano ballad, and the lyrics are, for a song called Without You, shockingly predictable. But the song is in 3/4, so it lends itself to the highlight for me. It's the bridge, as well as in the coda, where there's a repeating pattern with a big downbeat on 1. The combination of that pattern with the chord progression, that just hits me. My Darkest Days weren't around for long. They did put out a second album, Sick and Twisted Affair, in 2012. But the following year, guitarist and lead singer Matt Waltz joined 3 Days Grace for their tour, following the departure of their frontman. After the tour, Matt joined 3 Days Grace full-time. My Darkest Days didn't officially split up, but the remaining members, bassist Brendan McMillan, drummer Doug Oliver, and keyboardist Reed Henry, they went their separate ways. The band still has a Facebook account that they still post on every once in a while. This album was a staple of my walks around the neighborhood 10 years ago. The tempo was just right for walking. There wasn't much in the way of deviation from that tempo. I listened to it a lot, and some of the songs I still like. I was giddy when I found out that it got a vinyl reissue, and I still put it on from time to time. That's all for now. FatBeardedVinylGuy.com is the website with a link to the Facebook and the Instagram. I'm still trying to do some stuff there. Give me a like there. Here, give me a thumbs up and share, share, share. Until next time, wrap those hands around that pole. Take it off nice and slow and I'll catch you on the B-side.